raising hell today, okay? Bring the juice today, brother. Let's get it.
Welcome to Up the Gut, the Greg Williams of football podcast. Because we're blitzing everybody.
And the coverage, damn.
Welcome, everybody. Up the Gut is back, and we're live. I'm Patrick, and as always, got Matthew F. Ehlers. The F is for Archibald.
It most certainly is not.
All right, well, now that loud music's over. How you doing, Matt?
Honestly, I woke up 10 minutes ago.
Well, good for you. I want to wake up 10 minutes ago.
That's why my collar is doing the whole crab leg thing, but I'm ready.
Awesome. Well, we just got done with a nice week 13 in football. Why don't you just give me your brief analysis of it? What'd you think of this week in football, all the Thursday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday games?
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday games. I thought it was a good week, culminating with the not culminating, it wasn't the last game, but I mean, Alex Smith, what can we say about him? He goes out with the Washington football team, and no one expects them to win this game, but they go on and finally hand Pittsburgh their first loss of the season. I think that's a big thing this week.
That is a big thing, and don't mind me. I'm writing a message to Matt, so that's why I am looking down and away from camera, and I'm being all professional.
Yeah, it's not that he doesn't want to look at you fine people. I mean, granted, he can't see you anyway, but still.
I pretend to see you. I do.
Exactly. See you in our mind's eye. Yeah, that was the big one. And it gave them the lead back in their garbage division.
Yeah, that really upset me because I was hoping no one in the NFC East would win. You know my dream. My dream that there will be a 5-11 division winner. Not going to happen, unfortunately. But, we don't always get what we want.
It could still happen. Like they could still lose out, and the winner could still be 5-11. It's still a possibility.
It is, but it's less likely because the Giants beat the Seahawks, the Redskins beat the Steelers. I mean, the Cowboys did us good.
Well, I think we all kind of saw that coming with Lamar coming back, and the Cowboys defense isn't set to stop him.
We don't want to ruin too much we got going on here because I've got a lot to talk about some of these games here on Up the Gut.
Yeah.
So we'll just start off the show like we always start off the show. So you still against being called Archibald?
Yes, because that's not my name.
But should it be?
No.
Why not?
Because if it should have been, it already would have been. I would already be named Archibald if it was supposed to be, but it wasn't meant to be.
It was meant to be. All right. No. Now that we got the Archibalds out of the way, who's the best team in football? It's not a trick question.
Big guys for you.
Oh yeah,
who's the best team in football?
Hold on. We're not getting off of that because, yes, Lyle, Archibald is a very regal name.
It is, but it's not mine.
But it should be. That's the whole point of this. And as far as the best team in football, Robert thinks it's the Chiefs, and he's got an argument for that.
Oh, absolutely. After losing to Washington, I would absolutely put Kansas City over Pittsburgh right now.
Oh, I would have put them. I mean, we talked about this last week. I put them far above Pittsburgh last week. I said Pittsburgh was the worst 11-0 team I've ever seen in my life.
They were, but I thought they had that grit to just keep pulling out all these close games. But I guess with that crazy schedule over the past couple of weeks, it finally got to them. Because this was definitely the worst game they played this season.
I don't know. They almost lost to the Jaguars. Or maybe they didn't. I'd have to pull up the.
They actually lost this one.
Yeah, but this is an Alex Smith team that is doing good, and the Redskins didn't have the. They were getting worked against because I don't know if you remember that They had a first down, or they went for it on fourth down maybe, or no, I don't even know. They just reached and they reviewed it, and it was clearly a first down, and they said, nope, that is not. And that was a horrible call.
Yeah. Pittsburgh has an uncanny knack of knocking Kansas City out of the playoffs. I don't think it'll happen this year.
Them and the Colts. Let me know if you're going to go to the chat so I can pop it up. That way people don't just think we're crazy. I mean, we are.
Yeah, a little bit. We're all
anyway. So who is your best team in football?
Kansas City. Right now, absolutely Kansas City.
I think old Catnip said it last week. They have the best offense, but that defense, I think the way they've been playing, it kind of reminds me, have you would ask me week 8, I would have said Seahawks. But look at them now. They can't even beat a Giants team. So if last week I was all on the Chiefs and I knew they had a bad defense. But after watching that Denver game, which I know is divisional, I get that. But I still don't – I don't know. I mean, it's hard for me to go against the Chiefs, reigning Super Bowl champions. But I just don't know who would I put in there. I mean, Colts are pretty solid.
Saints are playing really well.
The Saints are playing really well, and they haven't had Drew Brees. He should be coming back soon. Packers, which I didn't even realize till I was watching the game, they are the highest scoring by 1 point. They were the highest scoring team in the NFL. So,
yeah.
So I might
well, but I don't trust our defense to beat an elite offense.
Well, everybody's got, issues. No one's a perfect team this year. I mean, that's obvious now that no one's undefeated, but I'm going with Buffalo Bills.
But our problem is we're the same squad from last year. We fixed nothing.
I think right now, Bills Chiefs play, Bills got that, especially after watching last night. Now, that could have been a one-off for Josh Allen. I've never seen him look so good.
Well, no, if the Bills take notes from whatever the Broncos defense did and put a little bit of that in their own playbook, they have a much better offense than Denver has to work with. I think they can beat the Chiefs, absolutely.
Well, I mean, and it could change every week. But if we had to go, I think if you had to pick a top 3, I'd say Chiefs, Buffalo, Packers, or Chiefs, Buffalo, Saints. It's do top 4, 2 AFC, 2 NFC. You got Saints, Packers, Bills, Chiefs. There. Those are the best teams in football.
Saints and Packers are absolutely the top 2 in the NFC. It's almost not even a competition anymore at this point. Seattle's playing away. Seattle's still going to be the 3 seed, but they've fallen off. I don't know what their problem is, but they're going to have to do a lot to right that ship. Well,
part
of it's that garbage offensive line. They can't run the ball very well, so it all gets put on Russ's shoulders, and Russ can't cook every game. No quarterback can. You got to be able to balance that offense, and right now the Seahawks can't do it.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I think the big game is going to be the Bills and Steelers this week because this is going to be, they've been so good.
Well, that's a possible AFC Championship match preview right there.
Oh, I mean, that was my pick for the AFC Championship game. Now, you never know how the order's going to line up, who's going to play who based off the records and all that. So, we could meet them in the divisional or the wild card game, and that would just be insane unless they hit that number 1 spot, which I don't know if they have yet. I know they're tied, but I don't know what the tiebreakers have. So
last I checked, the Steelers have some kind of tiebreaker.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're still undefeated in the conference, so they are still the 1st seed. They didn't lose anything.
Well, I was going to do this in a different order, but let me see if I can find the card. Wow, there's so many football games being played.
Yeah, only 2 teams had the bye.
What was your Week 13 game of the week?
I think it was the Browns-Titans, although it didn't start off that way.
Aw, that's mine too.
Well, I mean, 41-35, and especially when you consider that the Titans were down, 38-7 at one point?
Yeah, 38-7 at half, and it just looked like it was gone, and then
very different.
It was a different second half, and it came down to the wire. Like I didn't, I thought that one should have been the best game of the week. I think I said that. Then I said, well, it should be, but I think the Titans are actually going to win that pretty handedly because the Browns are so up and down. they found their up, and they used that, and they were dominant that first half. But Tennessee, give them credit where credit's due. They just kept going.
Oh yeah, if I'm the Browns, I'm not as happy about that win as I should be, because the defense really collapsed that second half. Tennessee just ran out of time, honestly. If they had 3 more minutes, they probably could have won that game.
I think so too. But there is a certain amount of time in a game. They you can't skip the first half and expect to have a chance. I mean, they did their best. Steelers versus the football team. I think it was good just because the Steelers lost more so than the actual gameplay.
I think the narrative was good because they were down 14-0. They're an NFC East team, so no one gave him a shot. Alex Smith's still proving why he's going to be comeback player of the year.
Yeah, I think he's got that one locked down.
Oh, there's nothing else compares. And he got injured again. You saw when they had to tape up his ankle.
He was bleeding everywhere.
Yes.
Bleeding like a stuck hog. Sorry. I had a JR moment. Anyway, so oh gosh, you distracted me. Oh, and yeah, so he's comeback player, but on the topic of awards, I think Josh Allen definitely made that run for MVP, and it's not a clear-cut Patrick Mahomes anymore. Not after that performance.
No, I think he's going to be in that third spot. He's definitely playing his best football this season, absolutely.
Oh, we'll talk about it when we get down to the Bills game. So we kind of discussed the Browns and Titans. It wasn't what I thought it was. I thought it should be a great game. It turned out to be a great game. I thought that one of the teams would run away with it. It wasn't the team I thought, but they did. So, they had all the,
They ran away with it early, but if they had 3 more minutes, they would have let Tennessee come back and win that game.
Yeah, and that's why you never take your foot off the gas. That was one of the problems. That's still one of the problems being a fan of the Buffalo Bills. In any team, they get in their own head. We got to get that clock down. Let's just run the ball, and don't drop what got you there. If you're doing something good, keep doing it good.
Yeah, the Browns almost pulled a Falcons.
Hey, look at this, Josh Allen. All right, we're trying some new stuff with this, and I just got a random monitor back here. So if you randomly see me turn around, it's just so you guys don't have to watch the same game over my shoulder. But we'll let this one run a couple of times because, again, I never seen Josh Allen look so calm throwing the ball. It was like watching Patrick Mahomes. He just knew everything was going to work out. Everything was going to be fine. And it was just amazing. I am a Bills fan, so of course I'm going to love it. But it just –
you're in the Bills Mafia.
It's true. But everything was clicking.
It was. Your whole squad looked really good. I mean, 34-24 is a pretty decent win.
Oh, and that's not even a good representation of
what Josh Allen did.
Of the game, period. It was so much different than that.
I mean, look at him, 32 for 40. That's insane. That's 80% completion percentage. 375, 4 touchdowns, no picks.
He had 1 incompletion in the first half, I think, and about 160 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, and the run game wasn't terrible. I mean, it wasn't amazing, but I think it was enough to keep the offense balanced.
Yeah, they had some moments, but this was one of the games where I don't think that we didn't go to the run game a lot because it wasn't working. We just didn't need to because the pass game was working so well. And Josh Allen hit everybody. All right, we're going to take a moment to say like, subscribe, comment. Guys, we appreciate everybody that's watching this either now or later. If you are watching, feel free to comment. We will drop in and take a look at them every once in a while. Yeah. I'll try to silence my phone.
The crazy thing in this game is Nick Mullins didn't play terrible. Not great, but not terrible.
No, he had some really good moments, and I think part of it was Buffalo taking their foot off the gas there at the end. Defense got kind of sloppy, but then we got a nice pick at one point and kind of sealed the game. So really,
y'all didn't get a single sack.
Not a single sack against Mullins?
Not one.
That's crazy.
I have all the stats pulled up right here because I like to do my own crack research every once in a while. But yeah, nobody on the defense had a sack on Mullins. You know, like 3 tackles for loss, but that was it. And the 2 picks, those are huge.
Oh, they were, and it's good to see. But our defense has really got to start toning in, and it's that time of year. It's playoff time, so we've got to start really toning in and being ready for playoffs, because that is who we are now. We're not just a play through the end of the year team.
Oh, Chad Smith is Chad Ochocinco.
No, this is Chadwick. Let's see what he has to say.
Chad Smith says the 49ers without their star QB and their second or third best tight end in the NFL. I would say Kittle's honestly number 1. I would take George Kittle over Kelsey if I was building a team.
It's close. I would still probably go Kelsey, but it's close. Kittle has that never say die. Kelsey's just clutch.
I like Kittle because Kittle loves to block, and he's a little bit leaner, so he's built more as a receiver. So I think he can run routes better, and he has more pull-away speed once he catches the ball. But the fact that he loves to run block, that's fantastic. You don't see a lot of tight ends that enjoy blocking anymore.
Mullins is only the 3rd quarterback. He has the 3rd most yards for his first 13 starts. He's only the 91st ranked quarterback in football because this is his first year playing. Come on, Chad.
Do you snore medical or relational? What?
I think it's supposed to say recreational. He's smoking. You're smoking weed. I think that's the reference.
I mean, what is he asking we smoked about? I said Mullins played well.
It's either that. I think he might be getting on because they're a little bit behind us. So I think they might be talking about Kelsey not being number 1. I mean, you're going to get a lot of heat from that because a lot of the people watching us right now are going to be Chiefs fans.
I mean, people are going to say he's number 1, and he is playing well, but he's on such a much better offense. His workload is so little because everyone on that offense is amazing. Like I said, the way I like to run the offense, I prefer Kittle. I think Kittle's just a better tight end, in my personal opinion, the way I like to play football. But Kelsey is still amazing. That's not in question.
Yeah, I still, like I said, I mean, we're going to differ on this one. I think Kelsey has it, and it may be because of the offense he's in, but you know what? You worked with what you're given. I think Kittle's a badass, and he's a very, very close number 2.
Yes. Like I said, it's not one's not head and shoulders better above the other. But me personally, I prefer Kittle. But that's just me.
Wow, it is so easy to get off topic here.
Well, that was the topic. We're talking about the Niners.
Yeah, it is. But Buffalo. I
saw that card later at Jets, and boy, the Jets almost screwed up that number 1 pick.
Oh yeah, hold on one second. I want to go back to something. I can't. This right here, this comment right here. I think Allen played good, but let's see how the Bills do against the Steelers.
Allen didn't play good. Allen played great.
It's not only that.
Completion percentage is insane.
But it goes back to this. We're 9-3. We had 1 bad loss against Tennessee. We lost literally on the last second of the game against the Hail Murray, which shouldn't have happened. But we made the drive to come back to take the lead with 30 seconds left, and they scored with 1 second left. And then we lost to Kansas City in bad weather. And it wasn't even that it wasn't a bad loss. We shouldn't have lost, but we did. But Kansas City may be the best team in football. So why do we have to wait to see what they do against the Steelers? We know they're a good team. We know they're a playoff team. And we know we went up against, Josh Allen isn't playing against Nick Mullins, Garoppolo, Kittle. He's playing against that defense, and that defense was there, and that defense was coached up, and that defense got torched like they're a high school football team.
Well, they are still missing their 2 best pass rushers, though, up there in San Francisco.
They're missing a Bosa, which is a big deal, but that was a good team, and everybody was saying that they're going to be Buffalo was the underdog there. I don't know if you guys realize that. The 8-3 team was the underdog with the stat lines, with everybody in the media, which I don't trust them.
Here's the thing, though. I like when people count my team out. It's when your team is on the spotlight and everyone's heaping praise on them is when teams start getting in their own head. But as long as your team is the underdog, they have that fight in them, and it honestly, I think it does better for them.
Actually, I'll wait. I'll wait for that. But I got something. I got something that'll make all the audience happy. Let's run the comments real quick. See if we got anything good.
Wait, we have something in the chat. Wesley Grant, did the weather just get? Oh, you saw it.
Weather didn't get blamed. Weather was a factor. Weather was a factor. You guys stop ganging up in the chat. You guys are horrible.
Yeah. Oh, the taste bud.
You guys are wonderful. Thank you, guys.
The
weather didn't get blamed. The weather was mentioned as a factor, because Mahomes was not good in that game either. But Edwards-Helaire ran over us like he was Barry Sanders in his primes, and we were the 0-16 Lions. So
check out this one though. I can't click on the thing like you can.
No.
Yeah, but the taste bud guys, Kelsey 1,000 yards for 5 seasons straight. Yes, because he's in such a better offense.
But you play with what you're given. I think he would be good in San Francisco too, and he'd not be injured as much either.
But he wouldn't be putting up 1,000 yards a season because that offense can't do that.
I think he could. Garoppolo can play to. I think there was something back here from Robert that says the Chiefs play up or down depending on competition. They play better with the better teams. They play worse with the worst teams. You know, you can see that in the Bronco game behind me. I mean, that one was in the bag, wasn't it? Whew. Anyway.
I was honestly pulling for the Broncos, even though I picked the Chiefs to win, because I like watching the upset when it's not against the Packers.
I get it. I was rooting for the Eagles too. I mean, nah. So, yeah, it's not the weather getting blamed. If that's what you guys.
Andy Reid for 1,000 yards. That would be impressive.
He wouldn't be able to eat so much barbecue.
He'd be able to eat more barbecue if his body is burning calories like that.
Now that is something we might have to do sometime, and just sit here and debate Kittle and Kelsey. But right now, I think we can all agree that it's close. It's not like Kelsey is head and tails above Kittle or Kittle head and tails above Kelsey.
No, they're very close, and those are the best 2 tight ends in football. Whoever's in third it isn't close. I
could sit down and run through them, but it would be a lot of dead air. So maybe we'll, if you guys like that comment, and maybe we'll go through maybe top 5 position. You know, we'll just sit down and do our top 5 for quarterback, wide receiver.
I'll tell you this: in Green Bay, I would kill for either one of them right now. I would love to have a top flight tight end.
You're not the only one. Aaron Rodgers would too. Actually, Dawson Knox has his moments, but if we could have someone that was steady like that for Josh Allen, I think we'd be a lot better.
Oh damn! Chad Smith just called you Patty.
Oh, Chad. Chad, listen, I take my football serious. I started a podcast. Don't make me cry on air. Anyway, let's move on to Raiders at Jets. And did I not almost call this one?
You did almost call this one.
If it hadn't been for Greg Williams.
Oh, the all-out blitz.
Now, I don't want to put all the blame on him.
The zero coverage.
There is one rule whenever you're up in a game and someone is driving and has to get a touchdown. Do not let the receivers get behind you. The Jets got Flacco'd. Like he did that to Denver in the playoffs several years ago. Yeah. Bombed it past them. You don't let someone get past him. Flacco's on their team. He could have warned them. I mean, he is the greatest quarterback to ever play the game. Jets would have won had Flacco been in. I'm just going to say that.
I can't even let you say that as a joke. Flacco's not even the best quarterback in New Jersey. No. That's why he backs up Sam Darnold.
No, they have to because Sam Darnold's younger.
They don't have
Joe
to.
Flacco's just in his Jay Cutler phase where all he wants to do is sit on the sideline and smoke cigarettes. He's done his time. Listen, even when he was winning Super Bowl, I want to say, but I can't. Even when he was winning Super Bowl, he didn't want to play football. He just wanted the money.
I'll admit that he did play good in that Super Bowl. He wasn't
good that entire year. He's the Mad Bomber.
He didn't win MVP that year.
He should have.
Should he have?
Yes.
I think he didn't really turn up until the playoffs rolled around.
This is a cause I can get behind.
No.
Yes.
We don't need someone called the Mad Bomber in the White House.
No, I think he could just up his game if he's the Mad Bomber in the White House. Like, take it from here and put it all the way up here.
No, because he's going to want to push buttons he shouldn't be pushing.
Nah, he'd just smoke cigarettes in the Oval Office. I tell you what, though, I think that the decline of Joe Flacco and the Ravens when he was there was not his fault. I think it was the fault of the coaching because he had one skill set. Throw it deep or throw it across the middle to a tight end.
Yeah.
And they took that away from him. That and Ray Rice started beating people in elevators. That wasn't Joe Flacco's fault.
That wasn't Ray Rice's fault neither. That big woman was picking on him. Watch the tape.
I thought they split up. I think they did. I don't think he has a wife anymore. Might want to look that up. I don't really care.
I don't either, but
so the Raiders pulled one out. And
is it the Raiders pulled one out or is it the Jets handed it to him?
A little bit of both, but given the opportunity, you have to take it. Teams don't always take it.
Yeah.
There's plenty of opportunities for other teams and they missed it. I mean, look at Kansas City. They should have blown Denver out of the water.
But they still won.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to make fun of Kansas City because everybody's getting all up on the grill. Anyway, so it's a little bit of both, but ultimately the Raiders pulled it out.
I just can't believe at 0-11 they're going to fire the defensive coordinator, but not fire Adam Gase.
That's him just struggling to blame somebody, but Adam Gase was not good in Miami. Adam Gase is not good here. Adam Gase. Oh, you know where I'm going with this one. Adam Gase. Man, fuck that guy.
Yeah, that's the look of a coach.
Look at him over there.
Yeah. What would you think of the game today, Coach?
It was Greg Williams' fault. It wasn't me, I promise.
I didn't call that zero blitz.
All 11 games. Hey, Greg Williams' fault. Bounty gate. Fuck that guy.
I'll tell you, if Adam Gase comes back next year as the Jets head coach, the Jets deserve to go 0 in everything.
He's gone.
Yeah,
Doug Marone's already gone. I mean, he's not technically, but I think I read that they're already so they're going to fire him. So
or will they double down like Houston and just make Adam Gase the GM as well as the head coach?
might as well just make him owner and quarterback, and I'm fine with it. Like, Jets deserve what they get. They're going to do it. They're going to do it. That's their fault.
Oh, look what Chad Smith says now.
Oh, what's Chad Smith saying now?
He said the Chiefs played down to the Broncos similar to the way they did against the Bills.
Playoffs is when it matters, Chad. You got to understand. See what's going to happen here, Chad.
Uh-oh.
What's going to happen here is Buffalo's going to go into the playoffs, and we may not be at home, but they'll come to Kansas City, and they'll come to Kansas City, and they'll beat those Chiefs. And you know what's going to happen? I'm going to be there, and I'm going to watch the game. I want to watch Buffalo beat it, and we're going to make you feel like you had that first one when you didn't. We gave it to you just to keep humble. Understand that, Chad? Sorry about that. I apologize.
Got real serious there for a second. I could tell because your camera got all big.
Oh, wow. Lordy. I still think that if the Bills and Chiefs played right now, today, Buffalo wins.
Mm-hmm. I could see that. But would it be a close game?
Yes.
Patrick Mahomes still does Patrick Mahomes things, or is it a lower scoring game?
Nah, he'll do it because he'll have to. Because Josh Allen will do Josh Allen things. That's wrong.
Yeah, they were decent. They weren't the offense that Kansas City has now, but they weren't bad offense.
It was, if I'm not mistaken, now I'm not a Chiefs fan, but I feel like that was some of the Alex Smith's best years as a quarterback was in that Andy Reid offense.
I mean, a lot better than anything he put together in San Francisco.
Yeah, no. Well, that wasn't his fault. He had like 18 offensive coordinators in 2 years.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Like, everybody, let's just all agree we all love Alex Smith.
You can't.
Like,
you
cannot dislike him at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we need to get on to making fun of the Ravens later because I think I've ragged on the Chiefs enough that We can even switch. So one thing, I was watching that game and I'm like, oh man, the Jets need to win this one, because then I was right. But then I remembered I switched my pick to the Raiders because they lost so big. But it just played out because the Jets had that game, but then the Raiders won, so I got my pick. So it works out. But
I think the Jets just remember that they have to go 0-16 to lock up that number one spot.
no, they don't.
To keep
Well, maybe they do.
to keep Trevor Lawrence in college.
Jaguars have one win.
Yes.
So maybe they do. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I think they'll still win one.
Plus, if the Jets go 0-16, Frank Gore won't retire. He'll come back next year.
All right. So I guess we can recap. I didn't even. This is the one where the Vikings talk about playing down.
Well, Kirk Cousins is consistency. I don't think is a word that would describe Kirk Cousins, because there are games where he'll play pretty well, and then there are games where he'll be the Kirk Cousins I remember and throw about 2 or 3 picks and just has that look like, oh.
Hey, Packers are playing. They're
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I don't even really want to talk about this too much. Doug Marrone should be fired. Mike Glennon is actually doing a little something with them, but overall it's not a good team. They're not one to play. I don't know what's happened to the Vikings. They're not that bad.
This is honestly about average for a Viking season to what they're doing right this year.
I don't know. I haven't watched them. I don't like the Vikings.
I don't either. They're in my division.
Yeah. Well, then you should be happy.
That they won?
No, that they're playing so poorly.
But they're up and down, and right now they're in the 7th seed.
Well, I mean, they're still in the hunt.
Yeah. And plus, they still have Dalvin Cook, and that's how they beat us in the rematch.
All right. So
Bengals and Dolphins, that one went about as well as everyone figured.
why do you keep taking Fitzpatrick out? Why can't you just let Fitzmagic do what Fitzmagic does?
Because
Why do you have to be like this?
Crime.
And while we're on the topic of why do you have to be like this, Joe Burrow, why'd you have to get injured? Because I need the Dolphins to lose. They're only one game behind.
You can't.
And Joe Burrow would have beat the Dolphins. The Dolphins did not play good.
No,
All right, sorry.
you can't blame that injury on Joe Burrow. You blame that injury on the Bengals. Their offensive line is trash.
I blame it on who I want to blame it on.
No, you got to look at the facts. And the fact is, we knew whatever quarterback was going to start this season wasn't going to finish the season.
You know what? Tell me how you real feel about it.
I knew as soon as he got drafted by Cincinnati, I'm like, well, there goes his career.
You mean he was going to do all right?
I knew he's going to have some big games, but it wasn't going to be an amazing season. And then at some point, he's going to get injured because it's probably the worst offensive line of football.
Do you think that if Joe Burrow was not injured and he was playing, they would have beat the Dolphins?
They'd have had a much better chance.
I think they would have won.
I don't like the defense in Cincinnati either. I don't like the defense in Cincinnati either.
No, there's not a whole lot to like in Cincinnati, but I still think they could have beat the Dolphins.
Well, you gotta put Tua in. Tua needs this time with the starters because Fitzpatrick can't play forever.
Yeah, but they're actually in the hunt. If they were, 4-8, put Tua in. But Fitzpatrick wins. Whenever Tua's in, he doesn't look overly impressive. Now, I think he had some decent stats in this game. I could be wrong, but
they only put up 17 points. It was like 17-9.
I believe so.
Game.
No, it was not a fun game to watch. I was watching it. It was not fun.
Yeah,
it was not enjoyable.
Yeah, 19 points. Let me take a look real quick with my crack research. Let's see what Tua did.
Oh, wait. Did you just say we need to do some crack research?
I'm already doing. Yeah, Tua.
Crack research game.
39, 296, a touchdown. Not terrible. Almost a 300-yard day. He didn't turn it over.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying is, he had some decent stats, but I think that Fitzpatrick is better for them, and if it's going to win, if they're going to win.
When you get good Fitzpatrick, absolutely. But when you get 3-4 interceptions Fitzpatrick, no.
All I can't argue that point either. Like Chad Smith is on.
You don't know which Fitzpatrick's going to show up day to day.
Yeah, but this in most years I would agree, but this year he's been mostly on. Like he's been slinging it and he's been winning, and on top of that, the team loves him.
Well, yeah, everybody loves Fitzpatrick. He seems like a super cool guy, and we know he's smart. He went to Ivy League school, but
he's a smart man.
Maybe it's because he hasn't had to play the whole season that he's looked good. Maybe this quarterback by committee thing is the way to go to keep Fitzpatrick at the top of his game.
I think that Fitzpatrick is so towards the end of his career that it's really not fair for them to do to him. This was his team this year, and he was going to do good. He was going to win, and he did that. He started off bad, but then brought him back and kept winning, and then they put Tua in. He doesn't do good. And it's just, I don't know. I don't necessarily enjoy the coaching decisions they have going here.
Yeah. I mean, but Tua is also winning. It's not as pretty sometimes, but he's doing what he needs to do to win. It's not flashy. It's not amazing, but it's working.
I'm doing some crack research that you guys don't know about.
Chad Smith says Fitzy wears 3-legged jeans.
He does. He does. Well, let's go to the gosh darn dang old best team that I got god darn going right now. Gosh darn dang old the Colts at the Texans. Tell me what you got here.
Dang on old Phillip Rivers. Old man Rivers.
Love that guy. So I legit did not watch this. I don't expect a lot out of the Texans, but they still have Deshaun Watson. Watson's still good.
Good, but who does he have around him is the problem.
It is the problem. They gave away his best. He just needs to get traded. Poor guy. Just like let him out of there. Free him.
Deshaun Watson didn't throw a single touchdown.
That poor guy. I feel so bad for him.
I do too. They took everything from him. They're like, go win his games, and he's just like, how? How do you want me to do this? And the Texans are just like,
Yeah, I don't know what to do.
I mean, things are going bad when J.J. Watt says he wants to get out of there.
Man, J.J. Watt he doesn't want out of there. He just wants change, and he got rid of. That's the reason Bill O'Brien's gone is because J.J. Watt said, hey, let's get rid of him. And they're like, yes, J.J. Watt, you are Houston.
Well, he is.
He is.
I mean, if I was him, I want to get out of there. It would suck if loyalty is what cost him ever getting to be a champion.
Well, he should come to Buffalo. I'd like that.
Larry Fitzgerald, that'd be terrible.
But there is something to be said about loyalty. I mean, it's not all about championships. Just play some damn good football and be a damn good person. Damn it.
I mean, yeah, that's all good and well. When you see someone that good and they never get to hit that top level, you feel bad for them. Especially when they're a really good person.
But if you want to talk about top level, you want to talk about Phillip Rivers.
I don't know about top level, but he's playing.
He is the tippity top. He's right up there. Joe Flacco, Phillip Rivers.
For the not MVP? Sure.
I love Phillip Rivers, but he's got a good defense there backing him up, and he's just been doing good.
He does, and that I think that's what it is that not everything is on the shoulders like it was with the Chargers. Because the Chargers leaned everything on Phillip Rivers, and honestly, that's not something Phillip Rivers can handle.
It's true.
The Colts look good all around, though. They had a really good rushing game. Phillip Rivers didn't turn the ball over, and honestly, at quarterback, that's all you can really ask him to do is just don't make a mistake.
Don't make a mistake.
Yeah, just play mistake-free football.
Again, I didn't watch this game, so I didn't have a lot to say about it. I'm glad that he's winning.
Watson, that always helps.
This segment's brought to you by Crack Research.
That's right.
And Whiskey and Coke.
Crack Research, emphasis on crack. I mean,
research. Lions Bears. This is actually we're just gonna let you go full screen because this is your division.
It is my division, and I believe it's the game that only you got right.
Oh, did I predict this one? I don't even remember who I picked.
You did pick the Lions. I think you're the only one that did.
Look at me. That's what crack research gets you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not like one team ran away with it. It was 34-30. Both teams playing at their level. They're both 5-7 for a reason.
Oh, of course, but and this is very post coach getting fired, so it's nice to see the Lions still in it, even though I still think Stafford's playing with a broken something.
Yeah, I mean, Matt Stafford.
Adrian Peterson's rushing for touchdowns.
Yeah, Adrian Peterson had 2 tubs. Matt Stafford threw for 402 and 3 touchdowns. He had 1 pick, but I believe that was their only turnover, so that was helpful. But yeah, Matt Stafford was actually hitting receivers, and let me take a look, but I don't know if he was even sacked this game. Twice, that's it. They got to him twice. With Akeem Hicks back in the lineups, that said something. For some reason, this game, the Lions' offensive line wanted to step up and do their job. I don't know why they can't do. I don't know why they can't do it every game, but for this game, they really did it.
Well, I guess it's got to happen eventually, and the Bears are not anything overly impressive. I believe this one came down to a late score too. So,
yeah. Trubisky didn't play terrible, but he didn't do enough to win this kind of high scoring duel. This was Matt Stafford's game for sure. But Adrian Peterson found the end zone a couple of times. We haven't seen that in quite a while. I don't know how much longer we're going to get to see him play.
Who? No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, overly, I mean, neither team's very good. Neither team's really in the running for anything. Packers are going to win the division. So,
yeah, as nature intended.
Let's move on to the
Saints of
Taysom Hill gang at Falcons.
How about that Saints defense? Really stepping up these past 3-4 weeks.
They're doing what they got to do.
Yep. Here's the crazy thing. Since between last year and this season, the Saints are 8-0 without Drew Brees. That's amazing.
That's good coaching. That's good team to go around him.
Yeah. I wish some other teams, maybe not located in Wisconsin, could possibly ever win a game if their starting quarterback misses time.
You guys will actually win negative games if Aaron Rodgers ever goes out.
Just about, yeah. That's not true. We had one tie in all that time he missed.
That's basically
we didn't lose every game.
What was the score of that game anyway?
Oh, jeez, I have to go back and find it.
The Saints-Falcons game.
21-16. It's a divisional game. It is Taysom Hill. I don't think
Falcons coming off that big win. They were riding high.
He doesn't know the offense like Drew Brees does.
That's true, and he's not the passer that Drew Brees is.
No.
We're gonna have to pick up the pace a little bit.
Giants, Seahawks, yes.
Seahawks were horrible. Giants beat them. I don't know if there's anything else to say about that.
This made me happy. This made me happy because this means Green Bay can at least keep that number 2 seed. Granted, that means you're still playing on wild card weekend, but at least
that's
a couple home games before you have to play that 1 seed.
Yeah, that's well, my TV went out, but that's I don't know. I think the Seahawks they played so bad.
Well, I mean, the Giants weren't a whole lot better. Here's the stat line for Colt McCoy, who had to start for the Giants this day.
Oh, yeah.
Daniel Jones didn't get to play.
You gotta love
13-22. 13-22 for 105 yards, a touchdown, and an interception.
Wow,
that's his stat line.
All right, next game. it was such a bad game. The Giants shouldn't have come anywhere near the Seahawks. This was your get right game. This was the game that you had to do. This is the game you had to win.
Yeah, this is the game that good teams were supposed to win.
And so that's what worries me about the Seahawks. They may, I don't even know what their record is. They may lose out. They got divisional games. It's not an easy rest of their season. They got 2 divisional games left, I think.
They're 8-4 right now.
Yeah, I'm not looking. It's not looking promising for them.
Good. Yeah,
but Rams Cardinals.
This one actually surprised me. I thought it was going to be a higher scoring game than it really was. I thought Arizona was going to light them up. I thought it was going to be like a 41-38 type of win, but the Rams defense stepped up when they needed to.
I can't believe how up and down the Rams are. It's not even a play to their opponents. It's not like the Chiefs where they just play down to their opponents or play up to their opponents. They're just, you never know what they're going to get out of these guys.
Well, same with the Cardinals. Both those squads will either be really hot or out of nowhere they'll just hit some kind of weird slump that you can't even explain.
Yeah, and it was a divisional game too, so that matters.
Yeah.
All right. Well, not much to say on that one. But we got the Patriots and the Chargers. And I think for this one, we need to go to our resident Patriots expert here at Up the Gut. All right, let's go to our expert.
Wait, what?
Where'd he go?
I think
did you lose? What?
He went to Tampa Bay. He moved.
Oh, I got you.
Turns out he's a Brady fan, not a Patriots fan.
Oh, wait. I just got news. I guess I got news. Found all the Patriots fans. They're all there. Not just our expert.
They are.
They're all there.
Good old Gillette Stadium.
Sorry, I that's why I was so non-existent there for like 5 minutes. I was trying to gear up that joke, that one joke. It was worth it. Bandwagon fans, go to hell. Sorry. I mean, every joke is based somewhat in truth. Hold on, let's go back to the chat real quick. Thoughts about Theo Epstein going to Bears as GM to build a Super Bowl team?
Good luck. If there are any
research
team around, they're not going to be around much longer.
I just like that it's a baseball guy.
I mean, if he thinks he can do it, again, more power to him.
But haven't we tried that already with the baseball guy going to football and it didn't really Oh, you're echoey?
I didn't think that'd make a difference.
I didn't either. I think it just happens sometimes. We're slowly trying to correct any technical difficulties and hopefully next recording Archibald will have a background.
Hopefully.
Because it should be exciting.
I think it's exciting enough that they could just see my dumb face.
We just got political.
Nice legs. Yeah, no. See, Patrick has this beautiful setup in an office with a desk. I'm literally sitting on my laptop.
I got a couple behind me.
Yeah. I'm sitting on my floor. My laptop sitting on a couple boxes, so it's high enough that they can get me on camera.
It's kind of funny. Like I've upped my game. I even have studio lighting. Where are we at? Oh yeah, Patriots Chargers. This is not the game that it looks like. 45-0. The Chargers were horrible. There's no doubt about it. But the Patriots weren't that good.
Their special teams were.
Special teams and defense did great. Cam Newton.
Yep.
2 rushing touchdowns and 107 yards passing. That's Lamar Jackson numbers.
Cam Newton has played so bad this year, and I did not see it happening.
Oh, I did, because I hate him.
Why do you hate Cam Newton?
because he's so arrogant and he's not that good. He never was that good. He had moments. I mean, he did win MVP. Good for him, but he's not been that good. And I hate watching him playing a bad Chargers team. Okay, their defense held him to 0 points. He finally runs one in. Superman. No, man, you've sucked all year. You took a Patriots team that won the division every year for the past 300 years, and you have 5 wins. 5 wins, Cam Newton.
Wait, are you about to throw up the card? Is this another one of those? This is another one of those.
Fuck that guy. Gotta do it better. Fuck that guy. All right, sorry.
Oh, honestly, you should love Cam Newton because now he's in your division.
Nah, I don't like the ability to play the game. It bothers me. And I will say that one of my fears with having this, like, there's 6 people watching this, and that's pretty good, but what happens if maybe this thing blows up and we have like thousands of people checking in, and then Cam Newton's like, you know what? Fuck that guy. He's bigger than me.
Yeah, but I feel like at this point you could probably outrun
him. I did watch that first one that was a touchdown that wasn't a touchdown. It was I'm going to address a couple talking points real quick. I do appreciate that, and I'll look at it. The problem is I don't pay for the version. I can't add backgrounds. This is the free version. We may get there, and I will save them, and I will use them if we do, and then we'll throw that. This is Chris Horn from
– look at his next comment, though.
Those Taste Bud Guys. And that is right here. Look at this.
I agree with everything you have said for once, Patrick.
He always agrees with what I said. He loves the Duke bourbon. I mean, we're lock, step, and barrel, except for he likes the Chiefs.
Is it a local thing? Has he just lived in Kansas City his whole life?
Well, he lives down. He lives in Buffalo.
Buffalo, New York?
Buffalo, Missouri. So anyway, when it comes to it, the Patriots, it was more of a game despite Cam Newton than it was with Cam Newton. And I will say our Fuck That Guy segment that we do in jest. It's just our way of saying, man, you really aren't that good or you messed up. But it's a lot funnier when you say it that way.
Except for Adam Gase. We really don't like him.
I don't like Adam. I don't like, he could be a really great person, but when it comes to football,
as a coach,
I mean, wasn't he a Peyton Manning offensive coordinator that got a job and has been just rolling in money ever since?
I believe. Let me do a little crack research. I think he might have even been an offensive coordinator in Green Bay for a year or two.
Yeah, see, that's just right place, right time, and he's the Josh McDaniels. I mean, he just stay where you have success because of other people, because you realize you don't have it on your own.
Oh no, he was never with us.
That's fine.
I'm trying to remember who our offensive coordinator was that went to go coach the Dolphins for 2 years and did nothing.
That was that bald guy. That old guy had a son die. I forget his name because he was so irrelevant. But I know who you're talking about. He looked like I don't know. He just I won't say anything.
He looked like he could have played the Vulture in the Spider-Man movie.
I don't get the reference, but yeah, that guy.
Have you never seen the Vulture in Spider-Man?
No.
Yeah, he's just some old bald guy in a bird suit.
Yeah, that's basically it. And I mean, he had some pretty tragic things happen. His son was on the coaching staff, ended up dying for some reason, but yeah, he wasn't any good with Dolphins, and he just got there because of people around him. So I'll let you talk about this one because I watched the game and it was what you would expect it to be.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers did Aaron Rodgers things. I'll tell you what, I know it worked when we threw on 3rd and goal and 4th and goal from the 1, but I don't like that. I don't like when teams try to get cute on the goal line. I would much rather you just try to run. Well, because it's 3rd and 1 and you try to throw it, doesn't work, so it's 4th and 1. I just don't like putting Rodgers in those situations. Because a blitz is coming on the goal line. If you're only rushing 4 on the goal line, that's dumb.
That's true. And Aaron Rodgers isn't quite as mobile as he used to be. He's getting a little up there.
Yeah. He just turned 37. He's my age. Which in football means he's like 50.
I actually enjoyed watching this game because I had some people over, and all I kept saying once they put in that Jalen Hurts,
Yeah.
every time he mess up, I'd look up and say, Carson wouldn't have done that.
But this season he would have. Carson has played so bad, but it's not all his fault. The Eagles as a team are so broken.
They are. And I think that this is that time where if you think you're gonna move on from Carson Wentz, which I think is a little premature, because if you had your right team, you could be right back in that Super Bowl contention. But if you're going to think Jalen Hurts is the future, now's the time to do it. I don't think he showed that. He had the one good throw. Otherwise, I was overly unimpressed by what he did, but he hasn't been practicing the starter. Maybe they're going to move to him and we could see some things in the future, but I wasn't impressed.
Jalen Hurts at least found the end zone.
Yeah, and it was a good throw. I enjoyed that. It
was, but Jalen Hurts is also our defense's kryptonite. He's a running quarterback.
Yeah, well, I mean, anything that runs against the Packers is your kryptonite. Quarterbacks, running backs, receivers, coaches.
Yeah, referees, fans.
Anything that runs. I mean, listen, I could go and run against but I couldn't. I would get hurt. I'm too old.
I did like, though, that Aaron Jones broke off that 77-yard touchdown run.
Yes.
Because honestly, he should have gotten a handoff on one of those goal line plays. I don't like how they deviate from the run just to pad Rodgers' stats and Devontae Adams' stats.
Yeah, and looking back, I don't know. I haven't really paid attention. And to be honest, I can't remember everything I picked last week. So if anybody wants to keep us honest on our picks, but I think we did pretty good. I mean, NFL games aren't overly hard to pick. You'll never go perfect because there's always that random stuff that happens.
You did pick the Eagles for this one, though, so don't worry.
Oh, I would never pick the Eagles because you would hate me. And the one thing I don't want in life is for Matthew Archibald Ehlers to hate me.
Still not my name. No, I wouldn't hate you. Honestly, like I said, I like when everyone picks against Green Bay because it makes them play better.
Yeah. I'm not superstitious about anything in life until it comes to football. I have found that I'm not allowed to wear any Buffalo Bills items when they're playing. Yeah. And I tested this whenever we were playing the Chargers because we were having such trouble with them in the first half, and I didn't realize it, but I put on my socks, my Buffalo Bills socks.
Yeah.
So I went up and I took them off. I took one off, and we broke off like a 60-yard run. I took the other off, and we got a touchdown. So I found out I'm not allowed to wear Buffalo Bill stuff during football games.
Oh, that's sad.
I'm sorry, Josh Allen. Well, that's the reason we lost against the Chiefs. I was decked head to toe. Josh
Allen wears enough Bill stuff to cover for you. You're good.
Yeah, I'll be fine. So you see me on game day, and that's why we have Victory Monday or Victory Tuesday.
You just got to wear it all off season is all it is. You just have to wear it all off season.
Yeah, I can wear it all through the week.
Yeah, all through the week, all from February to September.
Yeah, listen. Hold on. I'm going to wait for this comment to pop up, but it's too bad because I really like wearing Buffalo Bill stuff, and I have a lot. But this comment came in.
It's all your fault. You can never wear Bills again.
I just can't wear it when they're playing. just not when the game is happening. Like, it's to the point where if I put on a Bills jersey during a replay, it changed the whole thing. It split timelines. It'd be horrible. We can't do that.
I don't know if it's that powerful.
Not the weather. The weather is a consideration. It's a factor in a game. It is not the deciding factor, but you cannot pretend that when it's pouring down rain during the game, that passing is going to be at an all-time. It's going to be a lot harder to throw a pass during the rain. Football.
Guys.
All right, well.
I almost forgot really quick.
Yep.
I did have a fuck that guy from the Packers game.
Oh.
I have one. Throw me up a quick picture of J.K. Scott.
Whoa, I pressed the button. Okay, you talk about the Chiefs and the Broncos, and what's his name?
J.K. Scott.
J.K. Scott?
Yep.
Okay, talk about Chiefs Broncos.
What I got from the Chiefs Broncos game was that the Broncos defense really showed up. They wanted this game so bad. And they really did number on the Chiefs offense, honestly.
I watched the first half. The one thing I did hear from a reputable Chiefs fan is that when they wear red on red, they're not going to play well.
Well, again, it's also divisional games, so maybe that's why they played them harder. But the only reason the Broncos lost that game is because they can't play complementary football. Their defense came out and put in work, but Drew Lock, being a quarterback from Missouri, he played like every quarterback from Missouri, which was subpar.
Gee, that's so cruel. Why would you talk like that?
Because it's the truth. Who was the last great Missouri quarterback to go?
Chase Daniels has got more money for being a backup than anybody in the history of anything.
You didn't let me finish my question. Who was the last Missouri quarterback to go into the league and light it up as a starter?
Brad Jones?
No. Who?
He was a good kick returner
And
wide receiver. Oh, at quarterback. So I don't know.
Exactly.
He was a quarterback in Missouri. Does that count? He just became a kick returner and wide receiver.
No, he who went from playing quarterback in Missouri to playing quarterback in the NFL and really, really lit it up. Like, oh, he's the next good quarterback. None.
I don't know anybody, but there's not a lot of people, period, that go from college into the pros and then light it up. It's not like it happens all the time. There's only 32 starting quarterbacks to begin with, and then how many light it up?
But every Missouri quarterback has been so bad.
What is it? Every USC quarterback has been shitty to or average to. I mean, Carson Palmer was the one off. Everybody else has sucked everything.
And Missouri hasn't even had a one off yet. They've all been bad. At least we have 3 QBs in the league right now. Yeah, and I've thrown more touchdowns than all 3 of them, Chad Smith.
Get riled up.
It's just, I really want to find these draft people. Like, we're going to draft this guy from Missouri. I'm going to go, why? Why?
Blaine Gabbert.
Get Blaine Gabbert, Chase Daniel, Drew Lock. Drew Lock is not the answer in Denver. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he could be. He's shown that he could be a decent quarterback. Give him a time to get his receiver back, get Courtland Sutton back, get to rolling. I wouldn't count him out yet. I'm not a fan because he looks like he needs to be punched in the face, but he could still be good. I think it's a little early to count him out.
I don't know, man. It's just, yeah, fuck that guy. That's our punter in Green Bay.
All right, now give us a good one.
He that was a good one.
Fuck that guy.
Oh, I thought you meant a good candidate. I'm like, he's a great candidate. Okay, well, hold on. No, made my face big again.
Oh, all big. Here you go.
Fuck that guy.
That's what I'm talking about. Now, why? What did he do? Did he have a bad punt?
For 2 games now, he's let people return punts for touchdowns because he goes to tackle them and then just starts dancing around him because he's afraid to touch him. He's the last guy. All he's got to do is give him a push out of bounds, but instead he gets close and then dances around him for 10 yards and basically follows him to the end zone.
Yeah, but look at that guy. The Vanderbilt kicker had a bigger frame than this guy.
Yeah, I'm not saying he has
a girl.
I'm not saying he doesn't have to be Pat McAfee and blow him up. Just push him out of bounds. Fall down on his feet and trip him.
Yeah, the least you should do is slow him down so someone else could tackle him if you're going to be.
Yeah, just try.
I got you. We need to switch this up and be if we're going to have a fuck that guy segment, we need to have a how about that guy segment. It's not really fair because actually we kind of do.
I do have this week. I have my how about that guy.
And that's coming up. I didn't realize I had something down here, so I planned up. I didn't even know I planned.
Oh, this is the upset of the week. Yeah, I think this is
the upset of the week.
I think this is bigger than the Giants beating the Seahawks.
If the Seahawks been playing good, it wouldn't have been. But the way they played the last 3 weeks, it was to be expected. I thought they should bounce back and they should win, and they didn't. But this one is, and maybe it shouldn't have been because I think Alex Smith is 3-0 or 4-0 since he's been back.
No,
he's won 3 straight.
He lost that.
I know that. Okay, so he's won 3 straight since he's been back. So they're playing better. Their defense has done pretty good. And again, I think the Steelers were the worst 11-0 team in the history of 11-0 teams. But I think we already said everything we're going to say about this one. Alex Smith did good. The refs didn't, and the Steelers should have won it and didn't.
Yeah.
And my hopes of 5-11 NFC East divisional champion is going down the drain.
It's still possible.
Oh, hold on.
Whoever wins that division can go 1-3.
Here, let's go two more games, and then we'll hit up that chat room because it looks like we're getting some action. So good for the Washington football team, which I still think is funny that the Steelers lost. Who'd the Steelers lose to?
The football team.
The football team. Yeah, but who?
The football team.
The football team. Which one? The football team. They need a name. They need a name now. And I hope they do something like Seminoles or something just because that would be great for me. Anyway.
I hope they're the Crackers. That way they can't be like, oh, racist white people. I hope they turn to the Washington Crackers. And I tell you what, that'd be my second favorite team.
They're in Washington. Let's just call them the Liars. Anyway, so Bills and 49ers. I will go ahead and, we'll touch on everything. They didn't have Garoppolo. They didn't have Kittle. They didn't have Bosa. That's pretty big hits on a team. They weren't at home. They had to play in Arizona. That's another big hit on your team. So we're not saying that the 49ers suck by any means.
No.
And I think that even if Garoppolo had been in there, the offensive production probably would have been a whole lot different. I think Kittle would have made it more of a difference than having Garoppolo in there because Nick Mullins didn't play bad. Nick Mullins hasn't played bad. During the game they threw up the stat, he's got the third most yards in his first 13 starts behind I don't even know who it was, but I know Patrick Mahomes won and maybe Manning. I forget who the other one was. So it's not like you can't say that Mullins is bad, but Buffalo, the reason I have been so high on that game, it wasn't that Josh Allen even played his best game as far as yardage or touchdowns. He just looked so comfortable, and that's what you want out of your quarterback. You want him to, he sees the field better. He doesn't get to where he has to run off really fast. It was a really good game. So I think we've talked about that enough. I mean, if you want to touch on something, but I've talked a lot about.
The game went about the way we figured it. I figured the Bills would go in there and it wasn't going to be close.
Buffalo did go on the road and head west, so that is also a factor.
I didn't watch a lot of football when I was tiny, so since I've really got into football, this is the best Bills team I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's the best one I've seen since the Jim Kelly era. Clearly. We've got the players, and I mean, Cole Beasley was this team.
That was his
Buffalo
game.
has played the worst against Kansas City, against Tennessee, and against Arizona. I think we might have had him in Arizona, but when John Brown's out, it does affect our team. He does bring a lot to that. Where because if between Diggs and John Brown, if they're both on the field, it's really hard to cover them both.
Yeah,
and
if you can't cover them both, you have Cole Beasley.
Yeah, and then Cole Beasley really picked up his game. This was the most receiving yards he's ever had in his career in a game. So he balled out. Good for him. So anyway, last game. Now my good friend at Tormented Gaming, who we were supposed to play a game, it didn't actually happen. There was some technical difficulties. It got away from us, but we are going to get that going. I don't have a Facebook, so I'll talk about it, and then you guys can watch it after. But anyway, so he wanted to make sure I mentioned that he said that the football team would beat the Steelers.
Yep.
And he got that right.
Yep.
And he also said that Lamar would right the ship. And
he did, but
he didn't. The team did.
Well, he didn't play bad.
Well, what is your definition of playing bad? He had a high completion percentage, just like he did last year in the games.
Did he have more turnovers than scores?
No, he had a good. I don't think he had any turnovers as far as interceptions. I'm doing my crack research right now.
He had one.
No, he had one interception. One interception. He's 12 of 17, but he threw for 107 yards.
But 2 touchdowns.
He rushed for 94.
Yeah, he rushed for 94. Gus Edwards rushed for another 101.
They rushed
for another 70.
They rushed for a lot, but overall, I mean, when I hear quarterback, I think that quarterback should throw. And that's my problem. That's always been my problem with Lamar Jackson. He's a good running back. He's not a good quarterback.
He's not, but he played well enough to not hand the game to Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, it was 34-17. I'm not impressed with Lamar Jackson, but I am.
I'm not impressed when anybody beats Dallas this season. They're so bad. But they're also a very broken team. The only difference is, again, this is me being a little biased. I love when Dallas loses.
Because, I used to hate Dallas for good reason. I don't really mind him anymore, and I like Andy Dalton, so.
But he's not going to play next year when Dak's healthy.
Yeah, and he hasn't earned the opportunity to play.
He hasn't
been overly great.
The fact that when they were winning in the 90s and they're like, we're America's team, and then they've been ass ever since, that shouldn't be the team to represent America.
I don't think they ever did. It's just one of those, hey, if we say it, maybe people will believe it.
Yeah.
I don't.
Honestly, there are only two teams who could lay claim to being America's team. Two. Can you guess who they are?
Oh, sorry. What?
I said you weren't listening to me.
No, I was reading the comments.
How dare you?
Okay, go ahead.
I said there are only two teams in the NFL that could possibly lay claim to having the title of America's team.
Do you want me to really go to that one, or do you want to take that one?
I mean, just who do you think the two are?
I don't know. I think that if you really wanted to push some buttons, the Patriots would have to lay some claim.
Yeah, that's
just
one.
Because they're the Patriots.
Yeah, that's one.
And you'd think maybe Washington, just because it's the nation's capital, or but.
The second team who could possibly lay claim to really being America's team is the Green Bay Packers.
Because they're owned by Americans.
Because it's run by a democracy.
Yep. No, I get it.
It's the only team that doesn't have an owner. Everything is brought to a vote, the democratic way.
It's true. No, that is some good thinking. I liked I heard that.
So only either Green Bay or New England could be America's team. There is nothing about the Dallas Cowboys that thinks of me as America, other than we have a star on our helmet.
What about the Kansas City Chiefs?
No. Well, the Native American thing, yeah, I guess, but
they were here first.
True, they were here first.
Sorry, I was just playing. All right, so player of the week. That's that. Hey, how about that guy?
Honestly, for me, it's Connor Olszewski in New England.
I don't even know who that is.
A lot of people don't.
Tell me about him.
I think he's like their second string tight end, honestly. He doesn't get a lot of playing time with the offense.
So is he a special teams?
Yeah, he's a big special teams player.
I have a soft spot for, players that got that special teams because of in Buffalo.
Yes, your boy
Tasker.
Yeah, your boy's been snubbed out of the
Hall of Fame. I mean, it's not his fault. He probably could have been a great receiver, but he was so damn good on special teams. They refused to let him play receiver. Scared he'd get hurt because he was blocking punts, stopping kicks, making tackles. It was amazing.
But yeah, no, Gunnar Olszewski had a big kick return for a touchdown in the game, and then he also caught a 38-yard touchdown in the middle of the game. So he was really the only thing. He's really only one of the bright spots on offense, and he's part of that just huge day they had on special teams.
Okay. Well, mine's Josh Allen. I mean, there's no.
Yeah, I can see that too. Absolutely.
I think that he played the best of that I watched, and again, watching his poise and his ability to just hit everything is just amazing. And
I
if we had to pick,
absolutely quarterback of this week for sure.
So that's my pick, and you know what? I'll let my bias show every once in a while.
We never to be 100% unbiased, but we can see the big picture.
I mean, it's not like I'm trying to be unbiased or hide a bias.
Yeah. But I think that's part of the joy of our show is that we're two fans.
We are. All right, let's jump over to some comments here real quick.
Jennifer Kimmel said J.K. Scott looked like he's 12. Yeah, and when it comes time to tackle someone, he plays like he's 12.
Yeah, well, I mean, if the Vanderbilt kicker's allowed to do it, why can't he?
Because he is a professional. He gets paid to do that. Travis Kelce is a passer rating of 3.8. That can't count if he only throws 1 or 2 passes on the season.
Listen, facts are facts. Weather does only rain on the Bills, I guess. Weather only affected both teams. No, but it's a factor. It is a factor for both teams.
Yeah, really.
But whenever Mahomes goes out, you guys had Edwards-Helaire run for 9,732 yards against us. We didn't have a running back. That was our shortfall. That's why it's a factor.
Who is your
took Josh Allen? We got Singletary and Zach Moss.
That's right. Yeah, Singletary.
And neither one's really been able to get going this year. But that I understand that rain affects both, but you guys had Edwards-Helaire, and that's why you guys won. You were able to take that weather, which hindered Mahomes, and you were able to work your running game into it. We couldn't, and that's why we lost.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. We're just going to keep hitting on that. So I would like now to announce my divorce.
Oh, damn.
Just kidding. I love my wife. She's as bad as these other people in here. Oh, we already looked at that one. What are the 3 QBs in the league? You got Locke and Daniels. Is Gabbard still in it?
Gabbard's still in there.
Okay. Well, then those are the 3.
Yeah. And
boom. She's
not
up.
good.
There's really good 10 really good quarterbacks in the league. There's several colleges that don't have superstar QBs in the show. That's the point I was trying to make, and it's pretty spot on.
Colleges will at least shit out one. That's why all these great QBs are from different colleges, but none of them, not even decent quarterbacks, come out of Missouri so far.
You talk. Back research.
Also, it's hard being a Missouri Tigers fan, if I'm being completely honest, because I've watched, at least in my lifetime, I've watched all 4 of their conference championship games. The 2 where they were in the Big 12, and the 2 in their first 2 years in the SEC.
So approximately 1% of college players get drafted.
Well, yeah, absolutely. There's
so it's really hard for any college to come up with a star quarterback.
Yeah, but you go down the list of some of these colleges and all the great quarterbacks, and you don't have that list in Missouri.
You, Ehlers, right here.
Yep.
Right here.
Uh-huh.
Name the great Alabama quarterbacks.
If he keeps tracking, Tua's already been playing better than Gabbert, Locke, and Chase Daniel.
I disagree.
Really?
I disagree. I think Drew Lock's played better than Tua has. Tua's had 1 mediocre game, which was his last game,
but Tua
against a Cincinnati team.
Tua wins, and I think Tua will get better.
Tua doesn't win. His team wins. Tua gets lucky and gets saved. He's had like 3 starts or 4 starts, and one of them, he was not the reason. I mean, one of them was where he didn't hinder them.
Yeah. I will tell you this. It took me 3 weeks to realize Tua was a lefty.
Yeah, I guess I didn't even realize that yet. Apparently, I have naked people in the background. You're welcome.
Yeah, I didn't realize Tua was a lefty until like the 3rd game. And I was like, why does his throwing motion look so weird? And I realized, it's coming from the other side of his body.
Well, I don't even know how long we've been doing this right now. 1 hour and 19 minutes. We're doing all right.
We've got enough time to pick next week's games and then call it a night.
Yeah. I might even jot these down just so I have a record of.
Because we didn't do that last week.
No, try to keep us a little more honest.
But,
all right.
I picked the Bears to win, and they screwed me on that one, much like the entire Chicago fan base.
I honestly couldn't remember. I knew I picked Kansas City. I knew I picked Buffalo. I knew I picked Packers.
I mean, those are the important ones.
I picked the Seahawks. I had almost guaranteed that one.
We all picked the Seahawks.
The world picked the Seahawks. So let's just start it.
Patriots at Rams.
We're going to alternate going first. That way, one person doesn't people think that we're just playing off each other. So you go ahead and start this one.
I got to go with the Rams. Their defense is top tier. Jared Goff has shown that he can have games where he doesn't screw it up, and as long as he doesn't give the ball away to the Patriots 2 or 3 times, they can win that game.
I also am going for the Rams, but just because of my hatred for the Patriots and my hatred of Cam Newton.
At least you're honest.
Dang old F that dang old guy. Yeah, but so we both got the Rams, so I will start this one.
Wait, real quick. Chris Horn says yes, I go.
What? Oh,
hi, Chris Horn.
Thanks for watching, you guys. That was Chris Horn of Those Taste Bud Guys, a friend of the channel, and hopefully we'll get Matt on there soon. I was on there before. I'll be on there again. YouTube, Those Taste Bud Guys. Watch them. And then
I picked Trump and America to win.
Yeah. Same. This one I am going with Tampa Bay, which I do not necessarily like Tom Brady, but you got to understand that any team coming off the bye has that advantage. Kirk Cousins and the Vikings almost lost to the Jaguars, so I think this one should be pretty easy.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Bucks too because that front 7 of the Bucks is pretty stout, and so they're gonna force Kirk Cousins to throw. And even though the secondary is the weakness of that Tampa Bay defense, I think the pass rush will make up for it.
I think so. I don't even know. Maybe Kirk Cousins balls out, but I think Buccaneers got that one.
I think they'll make Brady's job a lot easier this week.
Oh, good, because he's old.
Cardinals at Giants. You know what? I'm gonna be crazy, but I'm gonna take the team on the winning streak. I'm gonna take the Giants on this one.
Is Colt McCoy starting?
I don't know. We probably won't know until a little bit later in the week.
I would pick the Giants if Joe Flacco was starting.
I know you would.
I picked the Cardinals.
Yeah, like I said, this is just my crazy pick, but I really feel like they're the hot team right now, so I'm gonna pick them.
That's a good man right there.
You don't even know who the Bills are playing. Yeah, actually, yeah, you do if you were listening earlier.
So there's our first differ.
Yep.
Now, see, I'm starting this one, right?
Yes.
Well, would you like to know what my crazy pick is?
You think the Dolphins are going to beat the Chiefs?
I was told to pick the Dolphins to beat the Chiefs because the Chiefs do not do well in South Florida. So I'm picking Miami to win. I would be a lot more confident in that win if Fitzpatrick was playing. Yeah. But I'm going to go because, Miami's done good defensively. Yeah, and if Tua progresses, they got a chance. And Kansas City, although they will probably win this one, and they should win this one, knowing my luck, because I need Miami to lose, Kansas City's going to do me a solid, and they're going to lose, so Miami stays right one game below us. So it's not a hatred of Kansas City. It's just all factors considered. I think Chiefs should win, but I'm going to pick the Dolphins.
I'm going to take the Chiefs just because I think the offense will pick it up this week, and I think they're going to be too much for that Dolphins defense to handle.
You said Kansas City?
Yeah.
Oh, man. He made it.
Sorry, I'm late. Yeah.
And this is why the Chiefs won't win.
It's the weather.
Too much sunshine. Anyway, so you pick Kansas City, which is the smart pick. I'm going to go with the Dolphins because factors.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is you.
Titans.
Titans.
Why?
All right. Doug Marrone. Fuck that guy.
Ooh.
This one is a lot harder than it should be. Isn't it?
Yeah.
This is me too. I'm going to pick the Cowboys just because there is a random Allen playing quarterback for the Bengals. And the
Bengals.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Cowboys as well. They as broken and as beat up as they are, they should win this game.
All right. Is this me? This is you.
This is me. Texans at Bears. That's another. I'm gonna take the Texans on that one.
Me too. Deshaun Watson's got to have something there, and I don't know. The Bears are just so dysfunctional.
Plus, Trubisky's still playing quarterback.
It wouldn't matter. Nick Foles hasn't done anything very good there either. Told you he was all about me saying that. I did mention this.
It's always good when you're the only one to get a pick right. That's a great feeling.
It is, especially when it was the upset of the week.
Yep. Cowboys.
Oh, I forgot about that one. No, that's true. Dalton against the Bengals. Yeah. No, that's a good point. Real good point.
Yep.
So we both picked Houston because Deshaun Watson's got to do something.
Yep.
This is me.
That one's you.
God, it feels like I haven't seen the Panthers play in forever.
Well, they had the bye week last week.
McCaffrey's back. I want to pick Carolina.
Yeah, but he's also nursing a thigh injury. But I think a half-healthy Christian McCaffrey is still good enough to just eat the Panthers over the Broncos. But I think
Broncos have a lot to prove, but I think
it's going to be a close game.
Yeah, I think so too. This is one of those could go either way. So you're picking Carolina too?
Yep.
So we've only different on one or two, one each. So we could end up even at the point. So we differed on two. It could balance out. So I went first on that one.
Yep.
Good luck.
No, I'm taking the Seahawks because as bad as the Seahawks have played, there is no way they're going to be the one win for the Jets.
If this was in Jersey, I would pick the Jets. And the only reason I am not is because it is in Seattle, and I cannot see Seattle losing to two Jersey teams at home.
Especially when one is the Jets.
The Giants aren't a whole lot better.
They're 5 whole games better. And they've only won 4.
All right.
This is you.
This is me?
Yeah, it's you. Colts and Raiders.
Daggum, you can't guess who I'm gonna pick. You don't know. Indianapolis.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Indianapolis.
I just think that the Raiders almost lost to the Jets.
And these are the same Raiders that lost just shellacked 30-something against the Falcons.
Okay.
So we're both taking the Colts on that one. Ooh.
Here's the thing, which football team?
Well, does Alex Smith want to ball out against his old team?
Which football team?
The Washington football team.
Bad jokes. Is this you?
Yeah, it's me. Honestly, I'm going to take the football team. I'm going to stick with Alex Smith until he gives me a reason not to. Tormented Gaming says the football team again.
Niners.
Ooh.
I have faith in them. Mullins isn't playing that bad, so I think the offense will do enough to score. And I think their defense is better than they're right around the Pittsburgh defense. So I don't think that Alex Smith is just going to go crazy on them. So
I
think the Niners.
I think it'll be a competitive game.
It will be. That's another pretty good one. But I know I like Alex Smith. I know we all like Alex Smith.
You have to. It's such a good story.
He's just such a good man.
I Alex Smith will have a 30 for 30 movie just about this season.
And as far as his former team, he's long enough removed. I don't think it's like the revenge team. If it was Kansas City, then we could say that.
Because the Niners did him dirty.
Oh, they did him so dirty. They Kaepernicked him. No one wants to be Kaepernicked. Let's run through there because the Tormented Gaming is making up for showing up late. What? Nope. Where are we at? Okay, Seahawks because Jets just give the game away. It's true, but they fired the problem. They fired the problem. Sorry, I should have went big screen for that. I apologize.
Did they fire Adam Gase?
No,
Adam Gase didn't fire the problem.
Did you just hear me? I just went big. They fired the problem. Okay, sorry. He picks the.
They fired a symptom. They fired
Raiders.
a symptom.
The Raiders playing Indy. Football team again.
49ers are done for the
I did
season.
watch the Buffalo game. I think the Buffalo game was more a symptom of Buffalo really being on than 49ers being bad.
All right, what's the next game?
And
I think this one is you. No, this one's me.
No, because I picked Indy first, so this one's me.
Okay.
Stop trying to steal it. I'm a Saints anyway.
Yeah.
That one's a pretty easy one to pick, and I hear Drew Brees should be coming back soon.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is a good one for you. This is not.
You know what? Chargers. Take the Chargers on this one. I think Herbert finally gets his first win.
He hasn't won yet? I feel like he's won.
No, they won their games before he had to come on.
Well, why are they starting Tyrod?
Tyrod's hurt.
Is he?
Tyrod's hurt, and Herbert's been playing really well. So
He has been. I don't know why they haven't won then.
you can't, because they're the Chargers. They're a franchise who's doomed to fail for all eternity.
But they're from LA.
They're still the Chargers.
All right. Well, I'm so glad that I get to start on this one. Not to cut you off. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I am going to pick the Detroit. I'm just kidding. I picked the Packers.
I can see it because Green Bay can be pretty hot and cold in Detroit, but I think this year Green Bay is going to be fine.
I mean, they got that big post coach firing win, against the Bears. I don't agree with that one at all.
Eagles Hurts is going to be fire. But is he going to be fire enough against that Saints defense? I don't think he is.
No. Well, he just wants to pick against everything that we stand for, except for this one.
I mean, that's a pretty safe pick.
Yeah, that's a pretty safe pick. All right, well, here it is.
Bills. Because I think defensively the Bills have everything they need to do the same thing that the Washington football team did to them. And offensively, they are much more potent than Washington is.
I agree on everything about that. I think that the only issue you have in this game is
no running game.
No, it's we come off a stellar performance, and people can get a little arrogant, they can get a little cocky, and that could play a factor. And then
I don't see that in Daniel Jones though, or really anywhere in the Bills culture. Mostly just because, if I'm being honest, y'all aren't used to winning.
We were 8-3 last year. We're 8-3 this year. We're now 9-3. Come on, we got 2 years running with Josh Allen. Josh Allen's more used to winning than any Bills quarterback since Jim Kelly.
Yeah, but you're not like the Patriots and the Packers and the Saints, where it's like, 10 wins again. Oh, jeez.
No, I don't think the Steelers are a good enough team. Like, they didn't just. I don't think the Steelers' loss was them having a bad game or them like, oh man, we need to step it up. We didn't play our game. No, they played exactly who they were. They've played exactly the same way every season. They just finally caught up with them.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think the Bills have everything they need to win this game, and honestly, probably win this game a little handily. I'm gonna say Bills by 10.
Yeah, I think this one will be. I think this will be. I don't know. It's Buffalo. That's easy enough.
Ooh, divisional game.
Is this me? This is me.
That is you.
So I just want to say, Tormented Gaming, thank you for this one. You're not gonna like me. I'm going Browns.
I am too. Although I could see this being a game where the Browns get in their own heads and let the Ravens just squeak one out.
It's true. They are very up and down. I don't have a lot of faith in
team in the league.
I don't have a lot of faith in Lamar Jackson.
Just if the Browns defense could just play all 4 quarters, they win this game without any issues.
So is your official pick the Browns?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just saying if the Ravens win, it's not going to shock me.
No. I mean, it's a divisional game. Nothing shocks me in a divisional game.
Ravens let's got Lamar.
They do have got Lamar.
Hater.
I am a Lamar hater. I like the Ravens when they had the Mad Bomber Joe Flacco, the best quarterback in football.
Yeah, I like the Ravens when they had arguably the best defense in the history of the NFL.
Yeah, that's true too.
Ravens like 20. Jesus.
Oh, is Andrews finally back? That's going to be good for you. Maybe Lamar could throw for more than 107 yards.
And Andrews are back. Yes.
How many Andrews are there?
Not to be plural.
I like it. All right. Well,
that's right. Like, subscribe, and comment. Give us your comments. Tell us what we can do to make the show better.
You got to warn me when that's about to happen.
Sorry, I just got so amped up.
I know you did. It's so amazing. Yeah.
Come on, you guys. Let us in.
Let me in. Okay, so we're a start. So tell everybody about us.
Hey,
I know that we've been on for over an hour and a half. I think we did over an hour and a half last week.
I think 90 minutes is probably about our normal run time the way this works.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was going to do that because we had some extra segments last week. So
we like talking about football. It's hard to, we're just two fans who like to talk about football and want to make people happy.
And really love Joe Flacco, the official quarterback of Up the Gut.
No,
and really, really hate Adam Gase.
That second part's true, but no, Joe Flacco is not the official quarterback.
He is, unfortunately,
we did not agree on this.
We didn't, but
no, it has to be a unanimous decision. And
I mean, I would have.
You would have what?
Well, no, what I meant to say is, I would agree that it's not it has to be a unanimous decision.
Yes,
except
it's not.
Except
here's the thing, though.
I make the banners.
Yeah, but Joe Flacco was not the official QB of Up the Gut, and you didn't even capitalize Up the Gut. That's our name.
I know. I was rushing. I apologize.
I will say this though, I wouldn't mind having Joe Flacco on the show. That'd be dope. I wouldn't mind Joe Flacco being our first guest. So, Joe, if you're watching, even though I'm not your biggest fan, come hang out with us.
The NFL media access is not as easy as it seems.
It is not approved by Archibald. Archibald doesn't exist.
You were that close to accepting Archibald as your name.
I was reading it.
It's so close.
A, Archibald doesn't exist, and B, if he did, he would also know that Joe Flacco was not the official quarterback of this podcast.
Everybody knows it. I mean,
we don't have an official quarterback. No, it's not approved.
We do now.
No.
Oh, so we just want to say thanks for watching. 90 minutes of us talking football and being stupid and doing crack research and all this stuff. It's not always going to be fire. It's not always going to be great. Unanimous, magnanimous Archibald Ehlers. So we just appreciate you guys hanging out. Anybody we can get to like and subscribe, and we'll just keep putting these things out. We might do some specials. I think we'll have a I don't know, Matt, you want to do a Christmas special on the 23rd?
Yeah,
we'll do a Christmas special. We'll be festive. That's basically all it is. We'll just dress in something festive.
I mean, I don't own anything festive, but I'll be here.
just like,
look, I have a natural Santa winter coat. I am already about as festive.
Ornament for my beard.
Nice.
Anyway, so we'll do a Christmas episode. Santa will pick.
We'll be here.
But we're gonna try to do this every Wednesday around 6:30.
Yeah.
Central. That's God's time.
And you hear us ripping on your favorite team, it's probably because they're bad.
Everybody's got their own opinion. That's the one thing. We're not.
We're throwing numbers out to prove a point that they're bad. You can't get mad at us.
I mean, it is backed up. I mean, wins are win, and that is the most important stat that there is. But if you're a quarterback and you throw for less than 150 yards in a game, or less than 100, or you rush for more yards than you pass for, you're a running back. Anyway, so thanks for hanging out. Thanks for letting us do this. Tell people we'll get subscribers up, and if we get this thing, moving with the subscribers, and we get the audience, then we'll start actually putting money into this.
Yeah, spread the word.
We'll use those backgrounds that Chris sent us.
Who doesn't want to see these gorgeous faces once a week?
At least that one, right? Whichever side you're on. Over here. Nope. Over here. There you are. Look at that face. Look at that. My God, he's beautiful.
Hell, next week I might even shave. Who knows?
Oh, I don't even know if I can do this. I'm gonna try. So, Matt, anything else you want to tell before we go?
Yeah. Anybody who tuned in late and is wondering why I look so disheveled, again, I literally woke up out of a dead sleep 10 minutes before the show started, and I still threw a colored shirt on for y'all. Matt
works nights, so I always just
graveyards.
And so I start texting him at like 5 o'clock Central. I start texting him and saying, "Hey, when you're awake, let me know." So I never know if I'm going to start the show alone. Because
you'll never start the show alone.
But we're going to try to do this. It'll remain live. If something comes up and we have to pre-record something, it'll still look like it's live. You guys just have to. Anyway.
Either way, we'll get the show out to you every week. We are committed to you.
And when Buffalo wins, and when they win the Super Bowl, and you don't see me for a while, just understand I'm celebrating.
No, you need to celebrate here with everybody. You got to rub it in their faces.
Oh my gosh, that would be so horrible. I would be the worst fan ever. Like I'd be worse than Seahawks fans.
Your whole office has to be Buffalo Bills if they win the Super Bowl.
I could do it. Maybe I'll just move it into the bar.
Yeah,
he's already up there.
Exactly.
All right. Well, anything else you got for us?
Yeah. Tell your moms about us.
Yeah. I'm doing something, I promise.
Baby. Raising hell today, okay? Bring the Duke today, brother. Let's get it. Come on, you can be standing right next to me, man. Let's go. That's what we're doing now. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Let's do our thing now. Hang on, kid. Hang on, kid. Run. Raising hell today, okay? Bring the Duke today, brother. What a play. You can be standing right next to me, man. Let's go.
You've been watching Up the Guts with Patrick and Matt, your football podcast.